you're saying the word number twice. It's personal identification number. Into the system to make a transaction. The researchers have also thought of how to get around the old movie idea of some criminal just cutting off your finger to use it to access your money. The new system will sense the blood flow in your finger to ensure it is still attached, and so on. Moving us toward the mark. That's the goal. It's got to get us there. One step at a time. You put one front foot in front of the other. I love that song. Let's see here. Here's another one, if I can find it. Not necessarily related to that. This is from theexaminer.com. Usher, who, and I know this much about the guy. Okay, I guess he's a rap singer or something. Okay, Usher has some really cool animal rings that he wears on The Voice. So apparently he's a judge on. Have you ever noticed the symbol for The Voice? Okay, that's if you look at their thing, that's what they do. Okay, there's a microphone in there, but that's their gesture. And you know what's really funny? Some of the people out there making videos about me, they're going to grab that clip and they say, see, Hoggard's in the Illuminati. Anyway, he's speaking about the rings and his new job as a coach Monday. Let's see, the R&B, rhythm and blues singer, admitted that his humor may be a little slow and sometimes it goes over people's heads. And he talks about the rings. He said they're spiritual animals. Guess what that is? Beasts. They're still beasts. They're devils. Fallen angels. That's what the Bible, gods. That's what the Bible calls them. So he's wearing carved images on rings on his finger. And this is what he said. One of them is a horse, and one of them is a phoenix. And he said, they're my spiritual animals. They cover me at all times. So when you think about Usher, you think about what he sings about, what he represents, think about the music, the company that he signs a contract under, Sold His Soul or whatever, and they're putting out his stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I mean, I'm sure there's some Illuminati people running the record companies, but don't forget the fact that these people want to make a dollar bill at the end of the day. Don't ever forget that, all right? I mean, they'll push an agenda, a spiritual agenda, but they got to make some money off the deal too, and that's what they do. Let's see here. Uh-oh. It says I'm off the air. Hang on here. I'm going to stop and restart the broadcast, so everybody sit tight if you're still listening. Hang on here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to reset it. All right, let's see here. Push a couple buttons here. And let's try this now. Cannot connect. All right. Coming to you live once again from the top secret broadcast. I don't know what happened that time. I don't know. It just quit. I still had internet connection here. I don't know what's going on, but anyhow, let's get into the conspiracies, all right? Let's see what's going on. So Usher's being led by spirits. No doubt in my mind about it. He's got them there. You know what? Let me move forward here. Let's get to the heart of our meeting today. Let's see here. Where do I want to start? Let me do this. I had a good pastor friend of mine, Brother
Craig Valines from Arkansas at the camp meeting I just came from. He preached a really good message on the mark of the beast, and it was kind of it was well received by a lot of people, but at this meeting there were some amillennials that didn't like it. They just kind of sit there like that. Oh, we don't believe in that. And he preached it well, and he said there's 666s all around us. You're just not paying attention. He said, but they're everywhere. And he went to describe them, and so Saturday morning I helped my brother out, and I brought the examples. And we are surrounded by this number. In some cases it is sublime or subliminal. It is below the radar. People don't notice it or can't notice it. Like this one here. This one's been around for a long time. All right? This one's been around for quite a while, but this is the barcode. And it's on all the products. And the 3 bars, the 2 on the outside and the one in the middle, the number that they represent is 6. You can see the number 6 there on the second set of numbers, 000146, and you notice that it's 2 skinny lines together. That indicates 6, and there it is right there in front of you. Here is, talk about spiritual forces. This is the Masonic Lodge in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It is lodge number 666. There's no way in the world I would join a lodge, and no way in 2 worlds I would join that one. But it's there. I found this in an old Masonic book. I can't remember which one it was. I found it on Google Books. And you see the keystone. That's a representation of the Antichrist, the stars, and so on. But up at the top, you have 3 what looks like Star of David. They're not. They're hexagrams. They are 6-pointed figures. Hence, 666. That's what you're looking at. So the conspiracy has been around for a long time. You know, this goes back to the 1800s. This goes back probably to the early 1900s, somewhere whenever this lodge was built. This goes back to, what, the 80s when the barcodes first started coming out, late 70s, early 80s, all right? Now we bring it up to modern times. People have been seeing this and noticing this. The Monster Energy Drink logo basically consists of 3 Hebrew letters, the letter Vav, which is the equivalent to the number 6. Here we have a United Nations meeting. It's their 60th anniversary. There's Condi Rice sitting there, and in the background you have 666. The 0 in the 60s is sort of hidden, so the prominent number 666 is just right there in your face. People were telling me about a TV show. I never watched it. I had no interest in it whatsoever. 666 Park Avenue. And this was ABC's attempt at putting this out there. Now, again, I want to say this, and I don't know when we lost the feed, but what I was telling you earlier was that Usher and all these other rock groups, they work for production companies, record companies, and yes, they're trying to promote an agenda, but they got to make money. If they can't make money at it, they're not going to do it because their heart is evil. And so 666 Park Avenue, I don't even know if it's on anymore. And if it's not, it's because nobody watched it. And so while they may have been trying to promote an agenda out there, it wasn't putting money in their pockets, so they pulled the show. And it's just simple as that, all right? The remake of V, where the aliens come down and take over the earth and so on, I mean, that was getting really interesting, and there was a lot of things that I was covering in the Watchman broadcast, and then they dropped it. Why? Wasn't making any money. Nobody was watching it. Wasn't making any money. The love of money still is the root of all evil, and don't ever forget that. Speaking of the love of money, Ellen White, the lesbian, the woman who kisses other women on the mouth. She's working for JCPenney now, and they're embracing everybody. And this was one of her commercials, TV commercials that came out, one of the first ones she did. And this little scene here only lasts for a couple seconds, and I don't know if you can find the video on YouTube anymore. They pulled it. But there at the bottom, $6, $6, $6. There it is in plain sight right in front of you. A commercial for these headphones with the logo that's supposed to be a letter B, but here they put it in here for about 2 seconds, and you don't see a letter B here. Everybody in the world looks at this and goes, well, that's 666. There it is right there. You Europeans, you'll know this one as soon as you see it. Vodafone. Their logo is supposed to be like a quotation mark, but why are they putting 3 of them together? 666. And you see the hand gesture there. It's supposed to look like maybe an OK sign. Sister Jameson, whose son is deaf, I think she told me this is correct. It's the sign language for the number 6. So you have, and it looks like a 6. You have all these rock stars. Katy Perry, who she admitted, I guess I sold my soul to the devil. Okay, you remember that interview? Justin the Christian Bieber, and of course Lady Goo, all making these gestures. The CERN group that's trying to find the God particle for some unknown reason. Still don't understand that one, but they're looking for it all right. That's their symbol, okay? It's got all these, by the way, they got a Shiva. They got a statue of the God of Destruction. They got a statue of the Destroyer, Abaddon, out in front of their headquarters. And so it literally is all around us. And so when Michael informed me about the Boston Marathon and where they run and where the finish line is, I thought, I got to check that out. Before I show you that, let me deal with something that is very, very current. The biggest headlines on Drudge Report today. Of course, they've changed it now. But this fertilizer plant in Texas. It is in a town called West Texas, which is kind of funny because there is an area called West Texas. And I've been to West Texas, and I can tell you, I don't recommend West Texas. Okay? Just saying, not trying to be mean. That's just not where I would choose to live. Anyway, this town in West Texas where this fertilizer plant blew up, you've seen the imagery. I mean, the video and the pictures, it looks like a mushroom cloud. There was a massive explosion at this fertilizer plant in West Texas. Okay, so what? They haven't determined a cause for it yet. I don't know if they'll ever figure out if it was something criminal. They're looking at it. One of the statements from law enforcement said there's a 50-50 chance. Okay? In other words, they don't immediately have a logical, accidental idea of how this explosion took place. In other words, they don't have the guy that said, I just pulled this lever and this stuff dumped all over the place, and then I lit a cigarette and said, wow, somebody's going to have to clean that up. We don't have that. So what happened there? I don't know. But I tell you, what we talked about on Tuesday, the Lord has appointed us to terror. We're terrorized right now. We're seeing this stuff go on all around us. And it's increasing. And it's making people nervous. And it makes them want to cling to their God, which is the government, for help and security. I'm not saying the government had anything to do with it. But to me, and this goes back to the study on the Babel conspiracy and some of the other things that we've seen. Somebody had told me that West Texas was just right north of or south or somewhere